Partnership remains very important, and I've seen it in recent times. Countries are showing interest, particularly in agriculture, the value chain. We have the Saudi Arabians, they are ready to do business with us. We have other countries showing so much of interest in coming to Nigeria. I want to ask you, how beneficial would you look at these partnerships? Because for me, it should be a win-win situation, not coming here to move our produce and all of that and maybe come back with refined or already packaged products that have gone through processing. What more can we do to benefit from such partnerships? That is my question.
Good enough that we're talking about partnership. When you have all this kind of partnership, ordinarily, they are supposed to complement your effort locally, isn't it? What you are doing that you are not able to do well, you get a partner to support you, and you have two being better than one. Now, it is encouraging, let me say that. But when those partners come to Nigeria and they see the reality on ground, then they will understand better what the situation is. Because the reality on ground is that the government may fail to meet its own side of the commitment, all right? Second is that the corruption on ground will nauseate some of them that they will have to go back to where they are coming from. Just look at it. What is hard in creating enabling environment? Even before we start talking about partnership, which I'm not against, have we leveraged on the power of the diasporans in developing agriculture in Nigeria? Have we? How many state governments have in their plan, say we have agricultural development or investment company we've set up, being led by a private company to attract investment into agriculture in Edo State, for example, in Oyo State, all right, in Lagos, or whatever state. So you have little effort from the government. They just create that enabling environment. There are people who want to invest back home, but they are afraid of the corruption. They are concerned about the situation. So we can leverage on partnership, but it still goes back to the same thing I've always said on this your program, Tolu. We need to lay proper foundation. My concern is this. You have a country so large, so huge, all the resources available, we can't feed ourselves. So we have new governments coming and they go out. Now we have a new government, and I constantly mentioned it. Have we reviewed why we can't feed ourselves as a nation? Have we? Why is it that we keep on doing the same thing the previous governments have done and we want changes? So I'm not against partnership. I'm just concerned that this same noise we've heard over and over again, it will not yield the expected benefits if the required foundation or the structure are not properly put in place. Okay? In the pigeon balance, we talk about money misrule. When you have money not meeting proper planning, it is wasted and it doesn't give you what you want. Let us sit down, okay? We have a new government. We have a new Minister of Agriculture. I have asked myself, what commitment has the Minister of Agriculture put out there that we can hold him on? Like, this is my vision to ensure that food prices come down in the next 1 year, 2 years. I'll be a fool to sit down here to tell you that, okay, I expect miracles in 2 months. No, it takes time. But what are the baby steps? The government said we should just follow the baby steps and enjoy the pain. My question is, where is the baby steps the government is taking to reduce food prices in Nigeria in the next 1, 2, 3 years? What are the baby steps this present administration is taking, okay, to reduce in terms of addressing food prices, short term, medium term, long term? No planning, nothing, and we just come and do showmanship on the TV. So partnership, you can go to the moon and get partners. If you have not done your proper homework locally, it may not, and it will not yield the benefits you're expecting thereof.
Serious homework here. So I'm looking at the kind of conversation now we need to be having moving forward. The fiscal side has a role to play in supporting farmers, so as the monetary side. Yes, I don't also support throwing out monies and all of that, but there must be a synergy to make the farmers benefit from all of the goodies that government is ready to churn out to them. How best do you expect government to go about this? Of course, there's a plan one way or the other to support farmers. Let's agree on that note. But it's how well it trickles down. That is where the issue has always been. So what mode do you suggest to at least, if it is fertilizer, let it get to those that really will need it, those that are farming and are ready to sell to Nigerians, not those that they call, in quote, portfolio farmers? That will be my wrapping up question, and what will be your message again to government looking forward?
Yeah, it's important that both the monetary and the fiscal side of government work together. And if you remember, when the previous CBN governor was delving into a realm that was outside his scope, I did mention that that is supposed to be for the fiscal side, not the monetary side. And now that he's left, you can see the whole thing is crumbling. So the first thing is, what has happened to the Anchor's Brewer scheme? Where is it now? What are we going to do with it? What are we intending to do with it? So the question is, what is the approach to get some of these inputs to farmers, I think? It's going to be a little bit challenging unless we change this structure. Let's not deceive ourselves, Tolu. By the time the government wants to give something to farmers, the party agents will take over, all right? Whether you like it or not, somebody will say, no, he's not from this party. It belongs to that party. So it might just be that those from a particular party who are farmers get all they need, and those who are not from that party do not. Why? Because the structure is faulty. Because the structure is not going to help that. So the thing I think we can start doing is this. Farmers, many of them just need to help, honestly. They don't need all the money in this world, okay? If you have the same arrangement under the Anchor Brewer scheme, refined now, not necessarily the way it was, refined in such a way that they have where they go to, is not government-led. No, remove government officials' hands from it. It's not government-led, it's private sector-driven, or however you want to do it. They go there, they get their input, they plant, they grow. When they are done, they can return something back to that company or to that organization, and they can subsequently be assisted by the government by ensuring their production is monitored, access is ensured. When they have surplus, the government comes in and buys it off, whether directly or through that company. It can work. That can work and it can help. But if we say we just want to start giving out fertilizers, you will give out how many trailers, and it still won't get to those who need it because the structure, I keep repeating it, is faulty. You can't build a skyscraper on a faulty foundation. This government owes Nigeria that duty to revamp and to revise and review what is going on in the food situation in Nigeria. 4 years or 8 years, as some are claiming, is too long for people to be patient. And whether they like it or not, when a poor man is hungry and he gets angry, he must eat something. And you know what the answer is.